In this rather plain box right next to me, we have the Alienware M15 R6, and this is another one coming with the Intel i7-11800H and RTX 3070, and I'm going to thoroughly test this one and pair it against the Lenovo Legion 5i Pro with the exact same configuration, and we're gonna see which one is better. Hey guys, welcome back to the Hardware Sense channel. My name is Ivan, and today we're gonna be unboxing and doing overview and internals for the Alienware M15 R6. This is the Intel version with RTX 3070. Like I said in the intro, we're gonna be comparing this one straight with the Lenovo Legion 5i with the exact same internals and see which one is better. And as always, we're gonna go first through the unboxing. We're gonna do internals overview. We are going to see what can we upgrade, what can we modify, and of course we're gonna see how the thermals and performance are. Of course, there's gonna be a follow-up video. We're gonna be running some games and we're gonna compare those games with the same results that the Lenovo Legion 5i gave us and see who's the winner. Price-wise, this one is about $100 more expensive compared to the Lenovo. And I'm curious to see if these $100 are actually worth it, or if only those $100 are going towards the branding of Alienware. So yeah, curious to see. Outside you can see it's just a plain box, but this is not the box, this is just a sleeve. And I'm glad that they're doing this kind of shipment and this kind of sleeves, because you can't really tell if it's Alienware or any other laptop, or if it's computer at all, you know, aside from the Intel branding right on top. Because you don't want anybody stealing it if they leave it in front of your house for some reason without requiring signature, and all of a sudden disappears. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, unbox it, and we're gonna move on, and at the end, of course, we're gonna have a conclusion. There is no better way to unbox gracefully this outer shell, so I'm just gonna go ahead and rip it. Wow, that was interesting unboxing for that outer shell. Quite brutal, but now we have the actual box with the Alienware branding on top, Alien head. And last time I had an Alienware branded laptop was 11 years ago. Back then Alienware released their first 14-inch gaming laptop, and unfortunately I had to return that one right away because I had dead pixels on the screen. I'm not about that dead pixels game. Some of the things outlined here on the outside of the box: 15-inch command center, 1.8 millimeter travel of the keys, killer NIC, Cryotech, Alien FX, all kinds of stuff that is not really that much important. But now let's see what's inside this big box that they gave us here. All right, right on the top we have a little cover, recycled fabric, the laptop on one side, and then the box on the opposite side is our charger, and we're gonna look at that first. Regular power cable, our regular charger, which is not the nice Alienware one, the slim one, which apparently you have to pay extra. I don't know why Dell are going to the extent of charging us extra money for nicer chargers or power supplies. Since you already pay so much money for this laptop, they should have provided that by default. But anyway, this is Dell's 240 watts, quite big power supply, almost as big as the 300 watt on the Lenovo. At the end, we have our regular Dell kind of proprietary barrel style with the LED right here. But yeah, interesting that same internals, we have 240 watts, but the Lenovo actually are providing 300 watts power brick. So yeah, it's I'd rather have more than less, right? And then inside, there's nothing else here. We have the laptop, we have warranty information stuff we're not gonna read over here, and this is just a plastic shell similar to the Dell XPS laptop. Kind of reminds me that I had a while back. So this is the kind of lunar eclipse or whatever they call that, the dark gray version of it, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull it right outside of this plastic shell. All right, so I like the feeling of it. Metal shell on the top. We have the 15 branding right here, the alien head on top. And then let's look at the ports real quick. On our right side, we have some vents. We have two USB-A ports, full size. On the left side, we have RJ45 LAN. We have combo 3.5 millimeter headphone jack and microphone, and all the rest of the ports are in the back, tucked out of the way. We have vents on both left and right, and from the right side we have USB-C, Thunderbolt, full USB-A again. We have HDMI and the charging port, so not that many ports right here. They haven't blessed us with too many ports that we can use, unfortunately. And these are the perforations on the bottom, so our cooling can breathe. Of course, we're gonna open that and see how the internals look. We have a large rubber foot in the back, large rubber foot in the front, and if I open it, let's see if I can open it with one hand. Yep, one hand opening is almost possible. Interesting. So the first thing that strikes me right away is how small the trackpad is. Now, I know gaming laptops, you're not going to be using the trackpad too much, but I feel like it's way too small compared to the one on the Lenovo Legion 5i Pro. One thing I really like, the sticker, and it's only one. It's on our left side, nothing on the right side, very clean, very nice. Power button is the alien head. We have some more perforations here for ventilation, and this keyboard, it's okay. I mean, it doesn't feel bad or anything. It's not a full keyboard, unfortunately, like most of my other gaming laptops. We have some dedicated sound volume buttons right here, and this one is the 4-zone RGB keyboard. We're gonna see that in a second. The top cover here is plastic, so only the back of the lid and the bottom is metal, just like the Lenovo. We have Alienware branding on the bottom of the screen, camera on top, and slim bezels on the screen. That's good to see. Screen wobble, it's there, but it's not very pronounced. Definitely the hinges on the Lenovo Legion 5i Pro are a little bit stiffer, but yeah, that's not really a problem to me. So yeah, let's go ahead, flip it around, and unscrew all the screws, see if we can take a peek on the internals, see what kind of memory Dell/Alienware has given us, and what else we can upgrade here. So what do we have in the back is 8 screws, nothing more, which is really nice to see, because laptops with a lot of screws take a long time. This time around, I'm going to be using the same Phillips HO or Phillips O tip for my screwdriver here. I like to put them in the same pattern. They're coming out of the laptop. These middle screws are staying in place when you unscrew them. They're not falling off. And the award to the easiest computer to open goes to Alienware. And the front popped off right away. Interesting and easy. I'm glad they did this. Metal with some plastic inserts here, and you can see plenty of perforations for that fans to breathe. All the middle and the front screws are staying in place. That's great. Only 2 screws are coming off the lid. That's something I haven't seen at all with other brands. That's good. All right, first thing to notice, we have 2 NVMe slots. Both of them are coming with these copper heat sinks. Excellent thing to see. One of them is populated with our 1 terabyte NVMe storage. The other one is empty, but it's great to see that they're giving you the copper heatsink on top of it. There are the 2 fans for the cooling solution. And if I lift up this, unfortunately, that's one of the things that Dell and Alienware have been doing for a while, is limiting our access to the cooling solution and repasting. Memory, unfortunately, is the same lower end memory that we got on the Lenovo Legion 5i Pro. SK Hynix, 8GB sticks, single rank X16. This is a slow memory. The battery is 86 watt-hour. Wireless card right here, of course, Intel branded Killer NIC 1650. This can be upgraded or replaced if you want to. It's not necessary since this is one of the best. You can add another NVMe storage. They're providing you the copper heatsink with pre-attached thermal pad, so whenever you're ready to install a secondary storage, you just can peel that off, put your NVMe storage right here, and put the heatsink on top of it. So you're going to be good to go, cooled and well protected. So let me put this back into place, since we're not going to be installing any additional storage today. 2 speakers right here in the bottom, facing down. I guess I'm not expecting any miracles out of it, but we'll see how they sound. What else we can notice here? Everything is tucked away pretty nice and neatly. I have a little bit of a doubt about this cooling solution and this vapor chamber, if it's similar to the XPS 17 that I reviewed a while back. It's not very effective. Hopefully this one is better. We'll see how it performs. I'm gonna be running tests with the stock memory, but for now, let me just go ahead and close this one out. I'm gonna put the screws back in, and we're gonna fire it up, and we're gonna see what kind of performance we're gonna get. And unfortunately, we have Windows 11 on this one as well, just like on the Lenovo Legion 5i. I'm gonna have to re-image the whole laptop, put back Windows 10, because Windows 11 hinders the performance a lot, and then until they fix it, we're gonna stay on Windows 10. So I'm gonna go ahead and install Windows 10 on this one and go back with the performance. Now with Windows 10 installed, from the first couple looks, the inside plastic is a fingerprint magnet. Probably you can notice already the touchpad is getting my fingerprints all over the place. Good idea with ventilation points right here, not only from the bottom but on the top. Those fans can draw some air and exhaust on the back. In idle, the fans are not working, it's completely silent. Even at the highest stress levels, the fans are not that loud. But not being loud, it's not always the best, because we have some problems with thermal throttling, and after running Cinebench R20 and R23, I was getting thermal throttling all over the place. So that's definitely not a good sign, and I think it's kind of a problem with these high-end computers from Alienware. I think they should take a note from Lenovo and Legion line, and that exact same processor over there with them has been held in control. Here we're going over 100, hitting thermal throttling, and you will see the results we got from Cinebench are a lot lower compared to the ones I got on the Lenovo. And one of the biggest missed opportunities for Alienware is to allow us to undervolt this i7-11800H. Unfortunately, the BIOS is locked. We cannot undervolt it. I tried everything possible I can to use other software to be able to undervolt it. Not possible, unfortunately. Good things, you can disable Optimus, which I did right away. I'm gonna be running all my tests with disable Optimus, obviously, to be most comparable to the Lenovo. And there's some very good features as well. This is the first laptop I see that has XMP profiles in the BIOS. And the included IR camera for the Windows Hello is great addition as well. Surprised me, I was not expecting that. Normally that's kind of reserved for the highest end Ultrabooks and, you know, Microsoft devices, but I'm glad that they were including it here. The screen is excellent, 1440p at 240 Hz, G-Sync, fast panel, but does all that justify the premium $1,800 price? I personally don't think so. I think it's way overpriced. The ports are not enough, thermal throttles. I mean, if there was settings to undervolt in the BIOS, that would have been amazing, and this laptop would have been so much better. But with the current situation, I can't really recommend it over the Lenovo Legion 5i Pro. We can check out the Alienware Command Center. Not a lot of things here. You can customize, obviously, the lighting, the RGB of the keyboard, of the alien head and the back, and all the other stuff you can customize. That's Alienware have done that for many years, and they're doing it great. And Fusion, I mean, you can't really manually overclock anything here. They're pretty fine profiles, balance, performance, cool, quiet, full fan speed or full speed, and new profile you can kind of create your own if you want to. But you can't really do much here. Obviously, if you buy an XMP memory for laptops and you install it, you'll be able to get faster timings and faster memory potentially. So that's a great option. That's the first laptop I see to include XMP profiles in their BIOS for the memory, which is amazing. I'm glad that it's finally coming to laptops, but the rest of it is pretty much useless. At least to me, it's not giving me too many things. And I really don't see even an option here to disable Optimus in the software. You actually have to go in a BIOS and disable it there. By the way, the BIOS is pretty elaborate. As always, Dell are creating some great BIOS options, a lot of settings, a lot of options that you can do. But of course, the most memorable ones and most useful ones are disabling Optimus, XMP profiles, and yeah, that's about it. So yeah, that's it. Next video we're gonna do game testing comparison between this one and the Lenovo Legion 5i Pro and see who's the winner. And yeah, let's move on to the conclusion. All right, conclusion time. And what do I think about this Alienware M15 R6? Well, it's been a long day. I spent thoroughly testing some things and looking around the BIOS, looking around the software, the chassis, and trying to figure it out. Who is this laptop for? Why this laptop deserves to have this premium price? And quite honestly, I'm a little bit underwhelmed and slightly disappointed of what they're delivering here. Now, there's some great ideas Alienware are implementing with this specific model, and I'm sure probably across the line. But there's some very missed opportunities that I think kept them from being the top dog here in this level and kind of win all the fights basically. A couple of very good things that I noticed immediately and kind of surprised me. This number one for me is the inclusion of XMP profile in the BIOS. The second thing that really surprised me are the camera. This is IR enabled camera for Windows Hello. The screen is very good. We have 1440p, 240 Hertz, G-Sync enabled, very fast panel, very bright. Excellent screen. Now, if the hardware inside is going to be able to give you 240 Hertz, not in all games, probably not in many games, maybe just Fortnite and CSGO and a couple other ones like that that are a little bit lighter. So it's a bit of an overkill. I still like the other one a little bit better on the Lenovo just because of the more real estate, bigger screen and taller as well. The other one is 1600p, this one is 1440p, so a little bit less and a little bit smaller because this is 15-inch, 15.6 inch, and the other one is 16.1. But just worth mentioning, both screens are excellent, so whichever one you go with, you're not going to be disappointed with these screens for sure. Now, the one thing that really disappoint me is the temperatures. Temperatures are definitely a lot higher compared to the Lenovo, even compared to the Gigabyte G5. All the other laptops I have are performing a lot cooler. This one hits thermal throttling all the time in gaming, in performance tests, Cinebench. Temperatures are going over 100 degrees. That's not a good thing to see, and you'll see the results in Cinebench are a lot lower compared to the Lenovo just because of that reason. Fans are quiet, yeah. I mean, and idle, it's not even working, completely silent, you can't hear it. Even in gaming, the fans are not super obnoxiously loud, but maybe that's the trade-off and getting thermal throttling. I did a lot of research last night and I was reading all over the internet. Seems like in the earlier BIOS versions, Alienware was allowing us to do undervolting on that i7 11800H. Later they locked it for some reason. I think it's a major mistake not allowing or not even including undervolting in the BIOS. With the cooling solution they have, this processor runs very hot and thermal throttles, goes over 100 degrees. That's a problem. And not even allowing us to use third-party software like Throttle Stop or XTU, it's a major mistake. I think it's a missed opportunity, and they're giving you so many other options, XMP and whatnot and everything else, but not allowing you to undervolt. I'm not a fan of that. I think the cooling solution is a major problem. The keyboard is fine, highly customizable. People that like RGB and things like that, they're gonna absolutely love it. You know, the alien head, the power button, which is alien head as well, the light bar, everything can be individually customized with tons of colors, and I love that. The ports are kind of on the slim side, I feel. Missed opportunity again. You get only two on this side USB ports, not on the other side. The LAN here is on the side for some unknown reason. Why would you put the thickest cable basically if you want to plug it on the side to kind of be on your way? I'm not sure. I think should have been on the back. Certainly there's plenty of space in the back. Yeah, and you have one HDMI, you have one USB-C, and that's about it. I mean, for that kind of money, I'm expecting a lot of ports and a lot of options. The plastic on top is fingerprint magnet. And one issue that I think it's a design flaw maybe, the connector for the power, it's very loose, it's wobbly. It can be easily unplugged. Just slightly pulling it, it will unplug it. It almost feels like it's broken. It doesn't feel snug, it doesn't click in, it doesn't do any of that stuff, similar to any other laptop I have or I have seen in the past. So that's a problem, I believe, and maybe will tick off some people that will just straight up think it's broken because of that. So I'm not sure. So yeah, that's pretty much it. What I think about the Alienware M15 R6. I think it's a missed opportunity. I'm gonna run all the tests obviously with the games and see the performance, but I'm expecting the Lenovo still to be the better one, just because how well the cooling solution is there and how high the graphics card is able to boost its power limits because of that reason. The title is kind of a missed opportunity because I think this is, on a first look, excellent machine. It looks premium, it feels premium most of the time. I have some great ideas behind it. You know, little things to mention, the memory, yeah, it's different times right now, it's difficult. I understand they cannot get the best possible memory, so you're getting single rank X16 memory, which is terrible. Yeah, it is what it is. At least they give you 16 gigabytes, 1 terabyte SSD or NVMe drive, which is super fast. Actually, this is the fastest NVMe drive I have seen among all the other laptops. So kudos for that. Great job. Long story short, that's it, guys. Hit the thumbs up if you like the video. Stay tuned to the channel. Subscribe if you're new. Check out the later videos that are gonna come up with game tests of these laptops and comparisons. I have a ton more coming. Trust me, I'm so overwhelmed by the technology that I have to review. I purchased a couple of other pre-builds that you guys are gonna love, and you're gonna be very interested in see what can we do with them. Undervolting video coming for the Gigabyte G5. I finally found a way to undervolt the processor, and we're gonna get some great results. And yeah, if you want to support the channel, check out the links in the description below. And as always, guys, you have a wonderful day.